Bodybuilding, a practice involving strength and focus building. Some use this to release negative emotions, others utilize this to progress healthy living, and others use this to prove themselves as the best. Sometimes it could be used for multiple reasons. Even so, time shows that bodybuilding has always existed since the dawn of human time. As premature as it is in the ancient times, as well as later times, it became a lot more common up to modern day. The Olympics, gyms, sports, anything and everything related to fitness grew over time. It became popular in the 1890s when people wanted to use workouts and exercises as a way to perfect and beautify their bodies for a competition of strength. Sometime beforehand, a man named Eugene Sandow began his journey of bodybuilding. Born under the name Friedrich Wilhelm Müller, he left home in order to not only avoid the life his family wanted him to live by, but to pursue the career of a circus athlete, which was when he adopted the name Eugene Sandow. As the years went on, Sandow entered competitions that earned him fame, recognition, and greater recognition of his techniques, strength, and ability to entertain. By the 1890s, he was by then an icon for bodybuilding, earning him the title Father of Modern Bodybuilding. In London during October 1925, Sandow suffered from a brain hemorrhage, believed to be from lifting a car out a ditch after an accident occurred, and passed from it. Decades passed on, and bodybuilding continued to grow and inspire many others to take on the journey in their own way. Here are modern examples of a few extraordinary bodybuilders. Lee Haney, or Total Lee Awesome, born in Georgia and raised in South Carolina, had always been obsessed with bodybuilding even before the age of 10. By the time he was 12, his room was surrounded by things that inspired his interest to become a bodybuilder. The one that he strongly idolized was a man named Robbie Robinson, also known as Black Prince. Throughout his teen years, he began his journey that led him to being the most developed young man of his age. Eventually, he entered several bodybuilding competitions. One of them was for Mr. Olympia in the year 1983, where he received third place during his first time. Afterwards, when he entered again in 1984, he received first place and had been 7 more times onward. After his 8th victory in 1991, he had officially retired from the competition, not due to health problems, but he felt it was time. Even so, he still kept up with fitness and health causes, becoming a mentor for those that wished to pursue these goals. So much to say that he became a great motivation to many others after him. Ronnie Coleman, otherwise known as the King, born in America, began his bodybuilding journey in the late 1980s. Even during that time, he was working as a police officer in Texas. He was known for his iconic 800-pound squat lift and won Mr. Olympia roughly 8 times in his competitive years. Unfortunately, due to this, he suffered a back injury, and it was because of this that it eventually led him to end his bodybuilding career. Even so, his determination to heal and to get back to this life kept him going. Still, it shows that all bodybuilders should not have to go so far to prove themselves. Arnold Schwarzenegger, also known as the Austrian Oak, born in Austria, was not only known as one of the most iconic actors, but began as a bodybuilder. His journey began at an early age of his life when he discovered how much it was a complete interest to him. He spent endless amounts of time on pushing his own limits, which was what brought his own success during the Mr. Olympia competitions. Eventually, he found his way in America, where he continued his bodybuilding journey and also began his Hollywood career until venturing into politics. Despite hanging his hat as a bodybuilder, everything he has ever accomplished is proof of determination, hard work, and perseverance. Phil Heath, known as The Gift, also born in America, is known to be tied with Arnold Schwarzenegger as a 7-time winner for Mr. Olympia, but 1 victory behind Ronnie Coleman. Heath entered bodybuilding in the year 2002, and his winnings earned him the rights to compete in the IFBB. At one point, he even made a debut in the wrestling ring, earning some victories in tag team matches. Although it was said for a potential comeback to the competition, he had retired from bodybuilding for good. A bodybuilder full of heart and fire deep inside, even if no longer out there competing. Brian Vereen, more known to the world as Brian Nappy Vereen, born and raised in Kansas, is known to have many skills. Coming from a life of judgment and unfortunate circumstances, Nappy Vereen rose to greatness by his own rights. He turned his life around to not only better himself, but to inspire many people to do the same. He began his bodybuilding at a young age to overcome the amount of anger and depression he had on the inside from the family he grew up with to the family he had made that ended when the relationship ended. During his growth, he had grown to carry a pair of gold dumbbells around everywhere he went. To many who are superstitious, they were considered to be his medium for his workouts. He even competed in the Kansas City 2015 WBFF. Also, over time, he grew to love making music, writing stories of his own, and motivational videos, all commonly to grow and inspire others to grow. To this day, even with all the music, books, and videos he makes, he continues to bodybuild and motivate everyone in his town and online through social media with the mindset to compete again. A truly motivating and inspiring individual. A handsome, good-looking, Wild City, Kansas man, but inspiring. If he can overcome the circumstances of his past, so can everyone else if they put the work in. All of these bodybuilders accomplished many things in their own time, and not once have they wandered off their paths for anyone. Many have doubted, many have tried holding them down, but they have all risen to greatness. Something that everyone is capable of if they tap into their inner power of the mind.
Anger can be one of the most dangerous emotions for anyone to have. Control can lead to finding a positive solution to overcoming it. If not, it can be quite destructive. Anger is sometimes caused by negative events beyond our control. Sometimes it is caused by thoughts, feelings, and reliving memories that inflict some sort of harm to us. And sometimes, though more often than anything else, it is caused by wrongdoing. What most people do not realize is that anger can inflict physical, mental, verbal, and emotional damage onto others enough times to a point where their own anger and rage grow within until one day that emotion unleashes. That is why it is so important to keep anger and rage in check before it becomes your newer and truer identity.